You're the man piloting it. It's going well for you today, isn't it?
It is, again, after Croft. It's come here today and it's still flying. It's really good. I'm over the moon with
Just, what exactly have you done to it? Because it sounds like an aircraft.
Just a total different engine to what I had in. I put the Golf R32 engine in and it's just perfect. Suits us perfect. Handles well and just pulls every gear.
So it's a big horsepower, very new engine into an older chassis, but it's taking it, yeah?
It is. It seems to be lasting so far. We'll see what it's like after a few meetings, but at the minute it's handling it, so I'm quite happy.
Glenn, this all-conquering VW, you're the man piloting it. It's going well for you today, isn't it?
It is, again, after Croft. It's come here today and it's still flying. It's really good. I'm over the moon with it.
Just, what exactly have you done to it? Because it sounds like an aircraft.
Just a total different engine to what I had in. I put the Golf R32 engine in and it's just perfect. Suits us perfect. Handles well and just pulls every gear.
So it's a big horsepower, very new engine into an older chassis, but it's taking it, yeah?
It is. It seems to be lasting so far. We'll see what it's like after a few meetings, but at the minute it's handling it, so I'm quite happy.
Time to go back to the A final for the Revivals coming up next, and then the one everybody is waiting for, the Division 1 A final to round out the day. You're on board with Lance Foster on the front row of the grid. In the Mini, the lights go red, the lights out, away they go. But can the Mini outdrag the Golf R32 of Glenn Guthrie? Yes is the answer as they turn towards paddock for the first time. The Mini leads the way. The Mark II Golf with the 3.2 engine from a Golf R32 is in second place. Glenn Guthrie, the 6-foot Newcastle driver, right on the tail of the Mini of Lance Foster as they thread their way through the complex onto the pit straight for the first time. Now this is the part of the circuit that should play to the Golf. It's got that 280 brake horsepower, 3.2 six-cylinder engine then. Makes a glorious noise, the Volkswagen V6 engine. And Glenn Guthrie gets all sideways. Can he hang on to it? There's lots of arm twirling inside the car. He does wrestle the car round the corner. They thread their way out of the Horseshoe S's up towards the start and finish line, and Lance Foster it is in the lead in the Mini then. Glenn Guthrie going after him in the Golf, and these two now distancing themselves from everybody else. Glenn gets right onto the tail there, but again runs a little bit wide out into the dirt on the outside at paddock. Now towards the complex, then towards the straight that will bring them down towards that fast chicane. This is Foster's view. He's in a straight line now, past the pits to the right. He'll swing off the road in a moment into the chicane. Astra getting all carried away in the background there. That's the car in the hands of John Mooney. And once again, Glenn Guthrie flings the Golf through the chicane, but Lance Foster stands his ground and hangs on in there. If the Mini can beat the Golf, it will be a real turn-up for the books. Glenn Guthrie will be conscious of points in the championship, not wanting to do anything silly. And here, as they sprint their way up towards the line, the Golf struggles a little bit there to get the power down. It doesn't quite pick up and go after the Mini in the way you might expect it to. They're going now down towards the loose section. This brings them through paddock and once more up towards tarmac. Glenn Guthrie took the A final win at Croft, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so here, not unless he could do something really storming in a straight line. That car is just losing touch, isn't it, with the green and white Mini ahead. You can see Lance Foster, the man behind the wheel of the Mini, turning his way now through the chicane, and Glenn Guthrie, even though he's got more grunt, he just can't go with him, and I wonder whether the Golf may have a problem. It's a new engine in that car, first time it's been run, and so is everything 100%. It's a double header here, so he's got a chance to work on it for tomorrow, and another accident at the chicane this weekend, and that, I'm afraid, takes Michael Henderson's Vauxhall Corsa out of the race. Another car rolls, having hit the tyres. Let's have another look at it. Look at the top of the screen. He goes into the chicane sideways because he was on the wrong line. It angles up, puts him head first into the tyres, and bang, in it goes, over it goes, comes to rest upside down. Michael Henderson is okay, but that car is going no further. It means, therefore, that Lance Foster is on his way up towards victory now, it seems, in 9.45. The green and white Mini ahead of Glenn Guthrie, who gets it all wrong coming out of paddock. Goes the wrong side of the tyres. Yellow flag being waved. All of this because of Michael Henderson's car, and a red flag as well. The race being stopped, so that will declare the result at 3 laps of the 4 here in the A final, and that will confirm that Lance Foster puts one over on Glenn Guthrie. The Mini might be a venerable car, but it's still quick, and it's a winner too. Lance Foster takes the Revivals A final. Glenn Guthrie will be second, and John Mooney third ahead of Dave Black, Gary Coxon, and then Simon Jackson to round out the 6 that will be classified. But I'm afraid it's Michael Henderson's Corsa that looks very crumpled indeed after its big and spectacular roll down at the chicane. So Lance Foster sees a checkered flag as well. Start with the A final in the revivals category. Won yesterday by the green and white Mini, you can see on the front of the grid, by the remarkable Lance Foster. He has with him at the front the Mark II Golf running in VR6 trim in the hands of Glenn Guthrie. The lights go out, you're on board with Dave Black in the Vauxhall Astra as the cars sprint their way down towards the first corner. Black going round the outside, trying to gain ground as they turn their way onto the loose for the first time. Lance Foster leads, but Glenn Guthrie tries to go round the outside. The Mark II Golf now running with, as I say, VR6 workings under the bonnet, four-wheel drive and 3.2 litres, and he accelerates now onto the back straight, and really this car should walk it. But yesterday he had dramas, he had fuel feed problems, and that meant that he just couldn't get the power down. He couldn't maintain the speed in the Golf. Lance Foster it is, up front then, bouncing his way now onto the loose at gate. But Glenn Guthrie, the Newcastle car salesman, all 6'5" of him, is there in second place. That fuel surge drama of yesterday, hopefully now behind him, but he still can't find a way past the Mini, and under normal circumstances you'd expect him to just swap that aside and pull clear into the distance. The Golf makes a glorious noise, leaps its way over the loose. The track much drier than it was at the start of the day, and as he goes through paddock, lower down the order, battles are still raging on. Dave Black, for example, trying to find a way to gain a place, and he's done so now, coming out of paddock through that little chicane and on to the back straight, the pit straight, going down towards the long, fast chicane. Now, can Lance Foster do the double here this weekend? If he can, it really would be a mighty result. The green and white car spares Mini heading the way at the moment. John Mooney also going well in third place. Dave Black is up into fourth, and they're going through in